watching a couple seconds of this, I'm like, yeah, I need to stream this. I mean, this lady's talking nonsense. And shout out to Poor Man's Podcast, though.
Why people are avoiding relationships, bro. There have been so many memes, and by the way, I think that this is hilarious, but there have been so many memes of younger guys saying that dating in 2026 is a humiliation ritual.
Okay, wait,
I don't know why it's funny.
I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. So we matched on Hinge, and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated.
Hold on, let me get right real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me get right. Let me get right. I literally just got home from work. Ain't even hop in the shop yet. What you mean the password was incorrect, fool? What you mean? Yeah, get me in here. What you talking about? I hate how they automatically just start the stream. That should be pissing me off. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Why people are avoiding
That's fucking
relationships, bro. There have been so many memes, and by the way, I think that this is hilarious, but there have been so many memes of younger guys saying that dating in 2026 is a humiliation ritual.
Okay, wait,
I don't know why it's funny.
I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. So we matched on Hinge, and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me.
If they look exactly like you, then why are you using AI
I was literally just about to say that. Why are you using AI generated photos?
generated images in the first place?
While we were out on our coffee
doesn't make any
walking
sense.
date, within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos.
If you're a woman, you don't even need to use AI generated photos. You're gonna get attention online the second you create your account. I don't even know why you need AI generated photos. Guys need AI generated photos to make their profile stand out. So that woman can go, oh, that's nice. And maybe swipe. But women don't need to put AI generated photos unless you're chopped and you don't look the way you actually do, so you need AI generated photos. Doesn't make any sense.
Photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left.
That don't even look like her. Look at that pic.
Liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo.
That don't look like her. That person looks amazing. That person looks flawless. That's the problem. That person looks too good. So when he pulled up and saw her teeth, and saw her nose, and saw that her eyebrows, and saw that she does not look like this perfect person, yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm all set with that. Why are you catfishing me?
He said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. He left.
If I had pulled up on her, she had regular pictures, I would not have left. But yeah, if you're gonna catfish me, then yeah, I'm gonna leave. Cause she don't even look bad. But compared to that picture I just saw, yeah, you don't look like that at all.
That seems so dramatic to me. And also, like, everyone is using AI generated photos. If they
Who is everybody?
Everyone?
who cares? The ones I use with Dreamland look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares?
I'm not gonna.
Who cares? And then that shit goes back to intention. It's like, what are your intentions if you're online? If you are creating AI generated photos that aren't you, fake pictures, and putting them online and saying that this is me, what are your intentions? Because they can't be serious. I'm not taking someone serious that's putting up fake pictures. That screams like scam. That doesn't scream you're a genuine individual that's really trying to get to know someone. Nothing about that is genuine.
Look like the image, or even if you did look like the image, the type of person that is using AI generated images of themselves is probably not a person I would want to be with either.
I can see guys doing that to make themselves look like they're wealthier than they are, or make it seem like their life is a little bit more interesting than it is, because girls want a guy that's doing some interesting shit, or seems like they're interesting. But a girl doing it just doesn't make any sense. If a girl's doing it, it's for beauty purposes, and if you're trying to look better than you already do, I don't want. I ain't trying to hook up with you. Just look the way you is.
It just reminds me of
At some point, you're gonna have to take that shit off, and I'm gonna have to see what you look like anyway. So you might as well.
Aunt or grandma on social media using AI.
I can understand a little bit of makeup, but to completely not be the person in the photo, like that's not you at all. And for her to be like, yeah, that's an AI pic. What? Why are you making AI pics? That doesn't make sense.
Why would you be doing that? And this is the part of the conversation that nobody is honest about. When you see these women go online talking about how they're being ghosted, they always fail to mention that they use pure manipulation and deception to get the guy there in the first place. And I've been hearing this a lot through anecdotal evidence of guys on these dating apps.
She had went to her date, and the dude didn't, and the dude had AI generated photos, and she saw him, and he didn't look the way that he did, that handsome, gorgeous dude in that picture. She would have left him too. So I don't even understand what she would have. The whole TikTok would have been about that. So I don't even understand why she acting like it's something crazy to go on a date and see someone that doesn't look like the person in the, like, I don't understand.
To say that, yeah, this
even
is
she admits that it's not her, and that it, you know what I'm saying, that it's AI generated. So she even knows she don't look like this. So why are you surprised when he looking at you like you don't look like you don't look like
there are a
this,
lot of ladies who don't feel like, look, bro, if it's one thing to wear makeup, I understand you want to put your best foot forward, especially if you're getting to meet somebody, or if you're putting out
I rock with some makeup, a little bit of eyeliner, a little bit of shadow.
But it's a whole different thing when you're using the makeup to restructure your face into looking like something you don't actually look like. And you got to be honest with yourself. It's equivalent to a guy saying that he's 6'3" on a dating app, and then when you meet him, he's
like
your height
5'9".
or shorter. That would be offensive to a lot of women, and a lot of women wouldn't tolerate that. But for some reason, when men don't tolerate deception, it's seen as like, misogynistic, or he's ghosting me, or whatever. Anything to say that what you're doing isn't the problem.
Right.
If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
You've got to be kidding me. You're gaslighting, right? It's easy to see why the guy was mad. The most noticeable thing that it got rid of was your acne.
Yeah,
Less noticeable to guys, but her hair looks super dry and frizzy in real life compared to the AI photo.
Right.
And last, I think the most important one is that it removed wrinkles that are here, 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 and here, which makes you look several years younger than you.
I must say, this woman in this picture, or in this video, she looks like she could be about 33, 34. The girl in the image, the AI generated
24.
image, looks more like 23 to 24.
Right, exactly.
Are.
It's like
but
10
you know
years
what?
younger.
Good. I love the idea of women using AI photos on dating apps, because the more severe the catfish, the more people will stop trying to find relationships on their phone.
Yes.
These apps are cancer.
Definitely.
They're like if mobile game companies
That's
took
an
over the
actual
relationship
fair
market.
way of
Anyway,
thinking
they're not.
about it. That's an actual fair way of thinking about it.
Like that. That's exactly what it is. Mobile game companies did take over the relationship market. That's actually exactly what it is.
It's been a while on this channel, so I thought we'd check back in with modern internet dating and see how it's going.
And ladies, even men who went to Harvard Business School are losers. I just went on a first date with a man. He picked a restaurant. I knew that this restaurant was a happening restaurant, but he picked it, and he went to Harvard. I thought that he knew to see if he was going to need a reservation. He went to Harvard.
Who's training the new guy? What do you mean he didn't show up?
They're talking shit about Harvard grads. Man, it is over.
Changing what connects you would be a whole lot easier.
It is over.
If you don't think this is a made-up story for TikTok femcels, then you're an idiot.
If somebody's paying $200 for me to go to a happening restaurant, I'll make the reservation. Like, just let me know where we going. I'll call for the reservation. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
I believe this person more than I believe her.
I got catcalled twice on this walk.
No, you didn't. TikTok as a whole, especially the dating meta, is literally just the Arthur meme.
How do you know if any of this stuff is true? You mean just lie? You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
That shit is so hilarious, and no matter how many times I watch this, It progressively gets funnier every year.
Yeah.
I just mean that some of the details.
More
I
relevant
never
than ever.
thought of that. This is terrible. What if none of it's true? What if they're all lying? How would we ever know?
If they only knew how many social media influencers would base their entire careers off of telling incredibly obvious lies that people are too stupid to recognize.
Yep.
I mean, how many men are taking dating advice on women from guys who are obviously in the closet, and how many women are taking pointers from other women who are obviously prostitutes?
Yeah.
I can't believe we still have women saying shit like this after relationship guru the wizard Liz got cheated on by a Pokimane simp.
My husband loves me for simply existing.
Oh,
How do you and your
man.
husband split finances?
We don't. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
And I just think now, like, people are like, oh, that's gold digging, or that's something. No, it's not.
Okay, then I'm digging.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just so weird that there are so many.
And she openly said it too. She said, I'm digging, bitch, you're married, you have a husband. Why are you saying this? Why are you saying this? This is why some people should just not be committed. If you want to be free, then be free. Why are you with someone? Doesn't make sense.
Many women that want to be able to treat men like tricks, but then they don't expect to be treated like hoes. Like, if you want a man that's a trick, then what would that make you?
Holy shit, this chick is married. Well, ultimately I blame the man in this situation because as bad as all the
Yep.
catfishing and TikTok advice is, it's not nearly as problematic as the people who willingly choose the wrong partners despite everyone trying to warn them.
Yeah.
However,
That's
it
facts.
is
It's crazy.
entertaining to
That's
watch
facts, because it is your choice. Like, you dealing with some shit. That's your decision.
them double
to be dealing
down
with that
publicly,
shit.
especially if I don't like them. So let's talk about it. The woman you just saw is Jesslaine Singh. She's the wife of an Indian
Akash.
stand-up
Oh,
comedian
man.
named Akash, and she has a podcast and a TikTok account where she started cannibalizing the career of her husband for
Yep.
views by openly talking about what a degenerate she
And
is.
she literally did it because her stream wasn't getting any money, which she said only made $60. And the only reason why it blew up is because she was literally bashing her husband, which she doesn't need to do anyway because her husband's already rich. So this is just for her personal career. And she got her career off by just bashing her husband and talking about how she wants to have sex with her best friend's husband and this other bullshit. It's just like, it's absolutely
Sometimes I get
ridiculous.
so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my
Oh,
best
brother.
life in these white boy frat
Every
houses.
time.
And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
So lesson number one.
Which is fine. Would be fine, right? I don't give a fuck what you do. That's cool. If you weren't married to one of the most famous comedians of our generation.
Of the internet is to keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
Everyone should treat the internet like a police encounter instead of like a therapist. Anything you say can and will be used against you by your enemies.
Yes, bro, that's exactly.
And when do we forget that? That's my thing. There was a point where the internet, you didn't just put all your business out there on the internet. Now people just do that for clout. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, when did it become trending to put our lives online for people to fucking just judge openly? When did that become a thing? When did clout become that serious? It's not that serious, man.
Exactly what it is. I
Lord
like
have
how
mercy.
he put that. Like, there are people that are building these parasocial relationships with other people by putting their lives online like a diary, and then they let these people who they built these parasocial relationships
Break their whole fucking life down.
with, who, by the way, the only reason why they even build these relationships with them is because they make similar horrible decisions, and then they let these people dictate how they operate their lives. They listen to the advice of these people that they build parasocial relationships with. I don't know why people treat online like a therapist or like a diary, but it's crazy.
Especially if your husband is in a male-centered space like a comedy podcast.
Right.
Akash, did you not sit your wife down and tell her that it's a bad idea to talk about how promiscuous she was in college? Clearly, he...
Especially when he says openly that she was a virgin when they met. He says that. He's like, oh yeah, she was a virgin. She wasn't no goddamn virgin if she was popping her pussy. Fucking
didn't,
college.
because that's not even the worst thing that she did.
He's on my hall pass list.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Crawford,
Hall pass list. Married woman talking about hall pass
Jacob
list.
Elordi,
Oh,
Austin
man.
Butler, and who else? Dean Thomas from the Harry Potter movie.
And again, these things I don't care about. Like, her personally, I don't care about her. You want to be promiscuous, that's fine. But when you're doing it on a podcast and other young people are going to watch this podcast, you're basically saying that you're okay with influencing the next generation of young women to think that it's okay to be promiscuous as a married woman. That's what I'm more concerned about. What you want to do is fine. What you're promoting is a problem. And at some point when I was young, promoting problems wasn't a thing we could do publicly. You couldn't curse on the radio. You couldn't say certain things online. Now you say what the fuck you want. It's crazy how someone like this has influence. And there's thousands of little girls who are watching her and thinking that it's okay to be married and look at her best friend's husband and want to fuck him.
Bro, and the craziest part about this
That's what I'm
is
concerned.
Akash was talking to Myra.
I don't care what she does.
And look, regardless of what you believe, anytime you say these names, people run straight to comments. What are you
You
saying,
shouldn't
Myra?
be online promoting this
Myra
stuff.
was blah, blah. I'm just saying in this case specifically, Myron was saying stuff about not wanting to date black women, and Akash pointed that out as a big issue because you should have loyalty to your race. And look, whatever. But I do think that it's funny that he does have that loyalty to his race, but then when his wife names out all the people that she wants to have a hall pass with, none of them are Indian men. Not a single one of those men on that list were Indian men.
I'll ever have an orgy together with.
It's weird because when I was younger, if you wanted to like hoe around, it was smart not to tell people. Like, I'm from an era where like you don't talk about messing around with other people. You keep your fucking mouth shut. Like, it's like a thing now to like talk about like messing around. It's like that's not cool. That's not fly. Keep your fucking shut the fuck up.
Your husband. Bria,
up.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face part always slays, never declines. And it's
She's talking about her best friend's husband.
kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
There's a difference being a
She just got a running start, then dove in the air and caught his meat with her mouth. Like, that is crazy work. She's doing tricks on it right now, bro.
scammer and being a hustler. Two
You know
very
the
different.
crazy part is, after this all came out, I have not seen Akash do one stand-up comedy since. It's crazy. Like,
Okay.
she completely destroyed her husband's career just to make hers, which doesn't make sense because he was rich and like taking care of her, and now he probably can't support their bills.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit.
Right.
I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that
Right.
was sexy, and that's why I'm
And now he
actively
has to sit next to him on this podcast after she just got done talking about wanting him to have sex with this.
trying to have
Sexy.
This is ridiculous.
This is a divorce moment right here.
I would have knocked him out. Like, why are you sitting next to this man and this woman with your wife right here who just got done talking about wanting to have sex with him? What?
If my wife told me that she wanted to have sex with her best friend's husband, said
Right.
it numerous times on the podcast, and then brought me on to talk about it while she flirts with that guy right in front of me, I would be calling my lawyer and drafting up papers.
I promise you, I have not watched this video yet.
Now, for all the people saying that these situations are just random and you can never tell if a woman will treat you like this in the future,
There's always
know that
signs.
people always show signs that they aren't worth marrying if you wait a little bit before making a commitment.
And to be honest, you don't even need to wait that long. If you're used to having interactions with women, whether that be through female friends, through sisters, or just women that you are actively dating, it's pretty easy to tell the difference between a woman who has a more promiscuous mindset versus a woman that has more of a traditional mindset. It's pretty easy to see.
This one was obviously a bad idea. Her and her friend's entire personalities are TikTok.
like you don't have to justify your presence as wanting to be in your divine feminine energy and staying at home and not having as much stress.
I didn't wish
See,
her.
brother, you have to understand the vocabulary. There are so many guys getting taken advantage of because they don't understand vocabulary. There are just certain words and terms. I was finding myself. Divine feminine. When you hear those types of words, that should be in the vocabulary. You run away
Absolutely.
when you hear words like divine feminine. There's only one type of woman I know that use those types of words, and that's what I'm talking about. The signs are always there if you just pay attention and you're not blinded by thinking with the wrong head.
It's not even about being blinded either. Because I know some men are very logical and they try to use logic when talking to women, but it's not going to work because they're emotional. But it's just listening. Because if you listen to someone long enough, they're going to tell you exactly what's going on. And if you listen to some of these women long enough, they're going to tell you exactly what's going on.
her a happy
month?
her happy birth month.
Nah,
Happy
it's
birth
month.
week.
You gotta stop.
Happy birthday Eve.
Eve today. He didn't wish me happy birthday.
Happy
Eve.
birthday Eve.
Yes.
That was like
Made
watching
up.
a horror film. I mean, everybody makes mistakes.
But after all this came out, you know what I honestly felt like? I felt like he did this for the bread because Adam69 did the same thing. He did the same shit. He didn't care that people were talking shit about him because all those clicks, all that engagement on Twitter, on IG, on Facebook, he got bread for that. He didn't even care. He got a whole bag for being humiliated, so he didn't even mind. And I feel like Akash kind of did the same thing because he sat in that room and listened to all of that shit. He didn't even care. He sat in that other room and let his homeboys, who are all comedians, roast him on a podcast. So I feel like they just doing it for the clicks. Because there's no way as a man you allowing this shit to happen over a course of period of time and letting the whole world see it and yo, you still with your girl. That don't even make fucking sense. Nah, they gotta be not enjoying it, but they gotta be they're obviously getting something out of it, the monetization, but they gotta be for that. There's no way you genuinely are okay with this.
But there comes a point where you have to be honest about your situation and
Because
do
they're
what's
still together.
necessary.
Right.
But of course, they didn't do that, which is why this is entertainment. So Akash and his wife started going viral because of clips like this, and I have to say that this is a no-win situation for these two. They screwed up badly, and the only thing they can do is shut up and wait 2 weeks for
Right.
everyone to forget about it.
And it was the
Because-
worst timing ever too, because it was at a point where Akash was low-key becoming viral. Like I was starting to see Akash's little comedy clips more and more on my feed. I was starting to get to like see him a lot more, and then out of nowhere, all I'm seeing is his wife. I'm not even seeing clips of him no more. I'm not even seeing clips of his comedian shit no more. I'm just seeing the drama.
Because the reality was that most of Akash's fans didn't know about any of this.
Right.
It was just drama YouTubers making fun of them, so they could have just stayed quiet.
Yeah, it's
Right.
because nobody needed to know about it. Nobody
Right.
even cared. It's not related to the thing that you
Nigga
do to
should have
make
just
money.
shut the fuck up.
You tell jokes and make people laugh for a living. She was the one who decided to put all that information out there for the world to dissect. Once you put
And I
stuff like
honestly
that
don't
out,
know how I feel because I'm not in that position yet, but I think that some people get to a certain point when they're making content and they just feel like they have to go to the next level. They got to talk about this. They got to air this out. They got to do this for the engagement when they really don't. It's like you really don't got to do that much. But once you're already in it, you feel like you got to. No, what you need to do is shut the fuck up.
out there, there's just nothing you can do to control it anymore. And this is why certain information should just stay private.
But instead
Right.
of being smart and keeping the hate isolated to people who don't even watch them, they decide to do a podcast where Akash looks super
man.
uncomfortable the whole
This
time.
is exactly, and this is why I feel like he is doing it for some kind of money, for some kind of monetization, because there's no way you're gonna make a whole podcast about it after it happens. You don't make a podcast about your girl talking about all kind of crazy shit after it happens. You get a divorce. You don't make a whole podcast about it and let your friend, who's also a comedian, bash you for an hour and a half. How long was this? This shit is an hour. This shit is an hour and 8 minutes. You let a professional comedian bash you for an hour and 8 minutes with your girl on stream after she said all that shit about? No, they're doing this for the bread, which is doesn't make sense to me. That you need money that bad that y'all had to come up with this play where you allow you see that men being humiliated by their wives are like trending right now. So let's run this play. That's all this is to me. Because of the way he's handling it. No grown ass man is gonna allow his woman to go online. We're not talking about just some shorty he fucking. We're talking about his wife. To go online and talk about fucking some other girl's wife. And then after all of that comes out, they make a podcast about it. No. No. That's
We
for the
are
bread.
assured
That's
that
for the
everything that
bread.
Jesleen said
That's
was
for the
just a
bread.
misunderstanding.
Repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I
Yeah.
got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat
Okay,
boys.
but-
Right.
What does a roster mean?
So it didn't actually
Look at them.
translate
They're
to
sitting down having a roast session. She's trying to explain what she said prior. what? This is for bread. This is for the clicks, man. There's no way you're having a roast session with 3 professional comedians sitting next to Akash wearing black suits roasting him while his girl tries to explain the poetry that she just came up with fucking 2 podcasts. No, this is for
Full
bread.
roster. It just meant
You
like
can't
2
convince
guys
me
I was
otherwise.
talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Okay, so even if this is the case, why do you still have the podcast where you're still doing the thing? If your defense is that I was just so ignorant that I was just saying things I didn't know that they actually meant, and the world just took it out of context. If that's the case, then maybe you shouldn't have a podcast where you're sitting down for hours saying things. If you don't understand the cultural difference between saying something like hooking up and popping my pee, then maybe you just shouldn't have the podcast.
When you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic.
Who references hooking up to just making out?
Because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a
You're a
person.
grown ass woman. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Pouring more into social and search, Dave just realized that it brings less with every dollar spent. Other advertisers...
The fuck does popping my pussy mean? Who's ever used pop my pussy in a non-sexual way?
Literally.
Let me just say, as a person who uses Twitter, I don't think saying that you're Indian as an excuse for your behavior is going to make people trust you.
Oh yeah,
I have
facts.
IBS. There's no way. I do have IBS.
Indian food's never going to beat the allegations.
Yeah, man, it's
So
tough.
Jasleen is claiming that she's innocent and was a virgin until...
Oh no, he didn't just say that. That was so racist but so funny at the same time.
So she met Akash, but I don't believe her at all. If you listen to both episode 6 and episode 7 of her podcast, it's apparent
This man has literally watched these episodes. That is ridiculous. I would never.
that she's had sexual contact with
Is that
multiple...
even worth it though? Is that even worth it? 7K views, 6K views. I get more than that. This is not worth exposing my loved one who makes millions of dollars already. This is not worth it. For me to personally have my own little podcast and do numbers, this is not worth it. This is not worth humiliating my family over. Especially when that's all the content. You have no other content. It's just, gold diggers, gender roles, Nepo babies, brown influence, like this TikTok drama. Like, what? No one wants to watch this. This is terrible.
men, even saying that being good at oral is a green flag. How would she know how to judge that if she's only been with one person?
Let them talk long enough and they'll tell you everything you need.
Best case scenario is that she's trying to misrepresent herself on the lines of technically being a virgin because she didn't have vaginal intercourse. Though I don't believe her on that either, because trying to push your close friends into group sex is not the move of someone who has only had sex with one person. Neither is wearing incredibly revealing clothing on Instagram.
Yeah, I knew a girl like
Neither is wearing booty shorts on a podcast and having your legs folded so I can see everything while your husband is sitting right here.
that. When I was in college, she said that she was a virgin, and the things that people said, of course, they could be all rumors. The things that people were saying that she was doing were worse than if you just did the thing, if you ask me.
So there's no way she didn't understand American cultural norms like the meaning of hooking up as the wife of someone who used to be on a show called Guy Code where they talked about stuff like that.
Right.
Damn, 1984? Akash, you are ancient.
So the prostitute
Nigga,
philosophy
God
about
damn.
how a guy should value you just for existing around him doesn't make her look innocent either.
Yeah.
This entire podcast just makes Jasleen look worse, and it
Clown
makes
show.
Akash look like a loser. Right here was probably the most telling moment for me.
You're cool with
That shit got 17K likes. 99K dislikes. Holy shit, that is a terrible average.
Worse, and it
Clown
makes
show.
Akash look like a loser. Right.
So look at this. More people hated this. 3 times as many people hated this than liked it. It wasn't even a successful humiliation ritual. So they humiliated themselves. They probably didn't make that much money off of it. Now he's just not doing stand-up. It's like, was this all worth it? It wasn't. He should have just told her to shut the fuck up, stay home, while I make this fucking millions and keep blowing up. Like, what? You want to make a podcast, make something with some kind of relevance and some kind of context. Like, they're only talking about their relationship. That's the podcast. You don't have an opinion of your own. You don't have any context. You don't have anything you want to say to the world. Only about having sex with your best friend's husband. This shit is wild.
Here was probably the most telling moment for me.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage.
Totally.
Are you Yeah, I know.
Yes, I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't. This is. I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
I don't believe this. Can I tell you why I don't believe this? You know the horrible decisions?
Yeah.
She was. You guys are like, dude, I think your girl will be down. She keeps saying how pretty Weezy is, and I was like, even then, I was like, no, the fuck. She's all talk. She's all bluster. That's why I haven't tested the hand
A
job.
paper tiger.
She's our dog. She's a yapping little dog behind a fence.
I'm guessing she thinks that this is like a 4D chess move to cover up for the fact that she wants to cheat. She's only saying it's okay for him to do it because, for one, she knows that he won't. And because, two, if she does cheat, she can say, well, yeah, but I said that you could do it if you wanted to. Nobody who actually loves you and is emotionally connected would allow a hall pass. This is one of those moments where a really bad person is trying to LARP as a good person, but doesn't actually know what a good person would say in that moment. So anything she says just further exposes her. The correct move was to apologize to her husband, ignore the haters, never bring this up again, and stop oversharing and treating the internet like your therapist.
Yeah, just completely get away from the internet because you're not an interesting person and you have nothing interesting to say. So all you're going to do is say stuff like this to make yourself seem interesting. And it's going to keep ruining your relationship and marriage.
Akash, you're on the road a lot as a comedian. I would not trust this chick to be faithful when you aren't around.
Right.
Because when it comes to people like Jesleen, I think the reality is that they actually despise the person that they're with, which is why she treats them poorly and can't help but say inappropriate stuff. I think a part of the gaslight from Akash on this is that Jesleen, slept on the floor with him one time when he was broke, but also they broke up when he was broke, and she mysteriously got back together with him right around the time that he started making money again, which is suspicious considering all the gold digger ideology that comes out of her mouth. However, no matter how ride or die she was in the past, I don't think that justifies her present treatment of her significant other. Now, they haven't had any drama since, as far as I've seen, and her podcast appears to have been canceled, so hopefully Akash and his wife have learned their lesson. But speaking of people who are much further down the line of publicly displaying...
Her podcast got canceled. 2,000 subscribers, 72 videos. This is terrible. This is terrible. This was not worth the humiliation. You guys' PR team was terrible. You guys didn't do this properly. If you guys were gonna tank, you should have tanked better than this. This is terrible. At least Adam made millions, and he's still relevant. He still has his podcast. This man, his girl got canceled. He's not doing stand up right now. It's like this is not good.
Now, how unhealthy their relationship dynamic is.
Again, I don't even care. I don't even care that this woman wants to have sex with other guys. I don't care that this guy's a loser. I just don't understand why they're putting it online to try to make money off of it. That's the part. It's just, you guys should just shut the fuck up and go about your day. I don't understand why they had to make this play to put it online to try to make money. I know people are doing that. You see people on TikTok, you see people on IG, you see people on Twitter that have these relationships that are out of nowhere. You're starting to see a lot of these people break up, and then you see people taking sides and making content and trying to explain why this person's not with this person anymore and all this other shit, parasocial shit. I get all of that stuff, but is it worth it though? Is it worth it? I swear they could have made way more bread if you would have just kept doing this stand-up and she would have just shut the fuck up and not make this podcast. Because I don't think we needed to know any of this stuff about their personal life. I just don't think it was necessary. I just don't. That's just my personal opinion.
Allow me to introduce you to Anissa Joma and her husband, Ian Joma, formerly known as Ian Washburn.
The only reason why we chose my name over his last name is because his last name is just objectively ugly. It's just
tattoos are fire. You see what tattoos are dope.
An ugly last name. Washburn sounds horrendous.
In the past, you might have recognized Anissa.
She said, "I'm not taking that last name. It's terrible."
Is the prostitute Twitch streamer girlfriend of the once popular creator iDubbbz, who was famous for doing a creator deep dive series called Content Cop that was.
Why would you marry a prostitute? All of these beautiful women around the world, and you want to marry a prostitute?
Very well liked by a huge portion of the internet.
There's so many decent women in the world. You want to marry a prostitute? I don't understand that.
Bro, I've been seeing so much drama in the streaming sphere about iDubbbz. Like, I've been seeing a bunch of thumbnails. I don't really know who he is, and I've never went down the lore, but I'm interested in hearing it now.
But in more recent years, it's become obvious that she wears the pants in the relationship, and
yeah,
therefore
probably.
she
Oh
has
my God,
graduated
what
from
the
being
hell is
called
this?
iDubbbz's girlfriend and earned herself her own name.
Can we chill on like asking if Ian's here or whatever? Like, I get it's funny or whatever, but I've spent like the past 4 years living in his shadow, so to speak, and like I've been trying to do my own thing on the internet for 7 years before I even met him, and it is painful.
Die
I'd rather have
quietly.
5 people want to be here for me than like a bunch asking for Ian.
You, just you. Bill.
And make sure that death doesn't linger either. Make sure it dies over there.
Building your app on base 44.
That would just be terrible. Like, this week is supposed to be so nice. Supposed to go outside, play basketball, and then you're gonna try to fucking curse me. What is wrong with you? Stop. What's going on
Congrats,
over there?
Anissa. Now you're the star. Talking about you now draws far more interest than talking about iDubbbz.
Yeah, these are the videos I've seen, bro. Like, I'll see so many of these thumbnails of talking about
I should
streaming,
have
bro.
brought some ginger ale home or something. Should have brought something. I have ibuprofen if you need some. I didn't even make any tea or anything. I should. Let me get a drink. Get some water. Get some water. These coughs sound very intentional.
No, it's like
These don't sound like I'm sick coughs or I'm.
that's why these are these raw.
These don't sound like there's something wrong coughs either. These sound like Isaiah needs to feel when I'm feeling coughs. So I'm gonna give him some cough.
No, I've been having that all week, mostly. Weekend. Cause there's it feels like something's like scratching my throat, like, and it's horrible.
I told you it's not even just you. Like,
I get started with fucking coughing fit where I fucking can't breathe.
multiple people at my job, like, feel the same way. They're like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with you either. Stay the fuck back. Stay the fuck back.
It's crazy. There must be a lot going on in the streaming community.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this is like a common thing for guys who are streamers. They bring these girls onto their live streams, and after these girls pretty much just suction all of the life or a bunch of their sim fans over to their platforms, they leave them there. They just treat them poorly throughout the entire process. This is normal when it comes to live streaming. This is why anytime you have a woman
I put that flamethrower to your head, dude.
woman that subscribes to more traditional beliefs.
You made it.
Like,
And
yeah.
all you had to do
Quiet.
was end the career of your
Quiet
husband
death.
so that it would be easy for you to outshine him. Personally, I think this is the move of a true anti-capitalist.
I'm more extreme than Ian, where I'm like pretty anti-capitalist. I hate landlords.
Now, for those of you who have jobs and don't have time to keep up with all the iDubbbz drama over the past 5
so
years,
glad I don't have to work
basically what happened is that iDubbbz, or Ian, got into a relationship with Anissa. Anissa has always wanted to be a popular streamer, but she's
I
unfortunate,
said, you wanna work
so she's
Thursday
jealous
and
of the
not
success of
Tuesday?
her
I said,
husband.
oh,
Because
yes.
she's jealous,
Thursday what?
instead of
Morning?
being happy for her
Yes.
partner's success,
Yes.
she constantly sabotages his career by publicly shaming him, and instead of getting rid of this girl, who obviously doesn't love him, Ian defends her, and even more damning in terms of social media, he stopped making content that people like.
Man, there's nothing more sad than seeing a desperate man call for a woman who obviously doesn't like him. It's just so sad to see. And
Yeah,
you'd be
but look at
surprised how
look
many
at
of
them.
these desperate
Look at
men
them.
actually
Does he really think that this girl likes him? Bro, look at you, bro. Come on, brother. I'm just looking at him right now. Look, his shoulders are shrugged. They're not even upright. He has no confidence. He looks like such a gooner. She's not gonna stay with him. He doesn't look exciting. He's not putting her on an emotional roller coaster. He ain't got the big schlong. There's nothing this man has going on unless he has a big stream with a lot of followers, and she's probably using his stream to get his younger demographic so that they will subscribe to her OF. There's no other reason why she would be with him. It's just like that girl that's with Rakai.
Wealthy men. There are so many guys who believe that just because they have money, it's gonna make girls like them. Trust me, it's not just about the money. If you believe
might
that,
stay around, but she ain't gonna be there long term. And even if she around, she ain't about to be interested on you and shit. Like,
you're gonna end up being a rich simp. It's crazy.
Now, like I said with Jesseline, the blackpilling part of this is that oftentimes in these cases, people
and
just...
that makes sense though. Just think about it the other way. If you were with a girl that had a lot of money but wasn't very attractive, you ain't about to just be all over her. Don't give a fuck if you got bread or not. You're still not attractive to me. Like, at some point, that's gonna like register. Like,
just see the end result and make claims that you can never tell if your partner will end up like this or not. But the reality is that girls like Anissa and Jesseline always show signs that they will become like this in the future early on in the relationship.
Yep.
In Anissa's case, it was day one.
2016 would also be the year Anissa would begin her relationship with the once popular YouTuber, iDubbbz. This relationship started out as all healthy ones do.
her tattoos are fire though. Look at her tattoos.
With Anissa cheating on her ex-boyfriend in order to be with Ian. That's right.
Yeah, well, see, there goes the saying right there. You're gonna lose her the way you got her. Duh. You get a girl that just left her man to be with you. How the fuck you think she gonna leave you to get another fucking dude? Duh. You're gonna lose her the same way you got her, brother.
Right before Anissa and Ian began dating, Anissa was in an active relationship with another League of Legends streamer named Acadian. Anissa and Acadian began dating around late 2015, and
they're dating online publicly. So the world knows that she was with him and then got with you.
Relationship lasted until
all of these people in the world to date, and you want to date someone that was literally just in a public online relationship with somebody else.
First day, Anissa would meet Ian.
I don't know how you can see this as a man and be like, yeah, she definitely won't treat me like that, right? And when I say this, understand that Anissa started treating...
I swear, some people literally need to be cracked over the fucking head for them to get shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't just see something and be like, oh yeah, I ain't doing that. You can't watch somebody put their hand on the stove and see themselves burn themselves and be like, I ain't doing that. No, you literally gotta go over there and literally burn your hand too. Maybe a couple times before you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's hot. No shit is hot. What?
Ian like shit very early on. They got together in 2016, and in 2017, she was already being incredibly inappropriate with a YouTuber named Chris Raygun, who was also in a relationship with someone else at the time.
Anissa being attracted to other men is a common trope when she's in a relationship.
Which again, none of this shit is a problem. All of this is fine. If you guys aren't serious about being with each other, if all of you guys are just cool with just hanging out and being, that's fine. You guys are talking about being in committed, serious relationships. That's when it's like,
other man, Anissa
can't
had
say
a crush
you
on
want to be
around
in a
this time.
committed relationship when you're already in a relationship. The fuck are you talking about?
It was named Chris.
You want to mess around and just mess around. Just say that. I think that's why a lot of people have problems, is because they masquerade. Like, they say they want this, but then they do this. It's like, just be 100. Like, if you want this, and this, and this, say all of that. Don't leave nothing out. Because at some point, you're going to have to confront that shit you're leaving out. And you might not be able to confront it in the way that you want to confront it because of how it comes out. So you might as well just lay it out in the beginning. Lay all of it out. I want this, this, and this. I want to be allowed to do this. This is where I stand with this. This is what I'm doing. And you okay with that, then cool. If not, keep it pushing. I don't understand this. Bro.
Raygun. Anissa would also show her romantic interest on Chris on Twitter, where she tweeted out a shirtless photo of him with the caption full of thirsting and squirt emojis.
Man, and then here's the problem, right?
While she's with someone else.
Like, I have a lot of sympathy for guys who end up in these types of situations, but for guys who end up in these types of situations that are completely obvious, but they refuse to have the balls to stand up for themselves, it becomes hard to feel sympathy for them. Because unfortunately, especially as a man, if you let people take advantage of you, they probably will, and you're also going to attract more people that want to take advantage of you because they...
Well, I don't think that's just men. I think that's people in general. I think if you're a person and you allow things to happen, then people are just going to continue doing them. If you don't put your foot down, then people are going to trample over you. And you can't just do it once in a while. That literally has to be who you are, or it's not gonna stick. I was literally talking about that with one of my boys that I work with, cause he don't like how certain people at work treat him, and I'm like, well, if you don't act a certain way, then you're not gonna get treated a certain way. And he's like, well, you know, I act like this. I'm like, yeah, here and there, but if that's not who you are, then they're gonna see that that's not who you are. And it doesn't matter if that's how you act here and there. Since that's not who you are, they're not going to receive you in that way. So I told him, like, you need to work on becoming that person that you want them, what you want to be. If you want to walk around and have people treat you like you stand on business, then actually stand on fucking business and become that individual, and then people will start treating you like that. Don't just do it here and there and think that people are just going to, like, treat you like that. No, it has to be genuine. I don't take no shit, so people treat me like that. But you gotta do that every day. You gotta be consistent with that. That ain't just some once in a while thing. That literally has to be you.
They see that you're a person that can be taken advantage of, and that's just the unfortunate reality. So if you refuse to stand up for yourself in your life, you're just always going to be a person that's taken advantage of.
Always.
You know, personally, I think it's inappropriate.
People literally test the waters all the time. That's what people do. So if you're gonna allow them to do certain things, some people just they're gonna take it. And you can't be like, oh, why is the world so mean to me and all this other shit. You're literally allowing things to happen daily that progressively build up to bigger things, and then one day they might spill over. But just know you allowed all of that, and at no point did you stop and say, hey, I don't like this, or I don't like where this is going. No, you let it build up.
It's a publicly post about your celebrity crushes when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
But I can look past that because it's like a fantasy. However, in Anissa's case, her celebrity crush that she is openly fangirling over while she's in a relationship with iDubbbz is someone she regularly interacts with. And really, I think the breaking point for Ian Joma was around 5 years ago when Anissa opened up an OnlyFans account. He got backlash and was like, actually, I'm okay with being a cuck.
For those of you who are unaware of the...
So he stayed with her for 5 years after that happened. Can you imagine how terrible that relationship was? How you stay with someone for 5 years after that?
Drama I recently brought upon myself, I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can
And then he made a fucking video about it. See, these people are sick, bro. Like, this is sick to me. This doesn't make any sense. I would never mess with a girl that was doing some promiscuous shit and then make a video about it so that the whole world knows that I was messing with her. You think that this is bad about her. This is also bad about you. You were the one messing with her, dummy. What the fuck are you talking about? Why would you talk about this online? Try to make her look bad? You look bad too. You were fucking her. Like, what the fuck? Why would you put this online? This is dumb. Again, shut the fuck up. Keep your fucking mouth shut, bro. These people don't know how to shut the fuck up. They feel like they need to put this out there for what? There's other ways to make money. Be talented. Have a fucking skill. Bring something other than your personal life to try to bring the, you know? It's like they're trying to rouse you guys with crazy shit in their lives to get views and stuff. Well, at some point, you're going to run out of crazy shit to do. At some point, it's like there's going to be no shock value. What are you going to do then? When we see your whole world crash and burn, then what? It's like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't lead anywhere. It's not a progressive way to, like, scale up a business. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why don't you make some kind of educational content? Why don't you make some content to help your viewers? Why don't you, you know, you got these people have all these big platforms, and this is what they're doing. And these are the people you guys watch. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. This guy is a weirdo. You guys watch this shit. This shit's crazy to me. This shit is so crazy to me. Why are you telling a whole story about your ex-fiance that was an OnlyFans model that you stayed with for 5 years? You think that she looks bad? You look bad. What? I would have never said this. Ever. Batman couldn't have got this information out of me. Are you crazy?
I think all of it is cool.
Oh.
I'm okay with sex workers and girls being slutty. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever.
This shit got 433,000 likes. Was that worth it? I don't think so.
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagining
I don't think so.
You can take...
Because it also got 266,000 dislikes, which were all probably grown-ass men looking at this dude like, what the fuck are you smoking?
Oh no, he's done. And this is exactly what they want. Let's give it up. That's a strong man right there. That's a strong man right there.
Someone who watched this video the day it came out, I love watching it 5 years later, knowing that this decision had such a huge effect on Ian's life that he's now so poor that he streams on the ground.
Jeez. Holy shit.
Hope that in the current year, we've all started to see how toxic these open-minded beliefs are. It turns out that traditional values and prejudices were correct the whole time.
Right.
Now, normally I would say this is sad, but iDubbbz is such a backstabbing POS that I enjoy every clip I see of Anissa shaming him.
I'm really watching these people's lives crash and burn right in front of us. These people had millions of dollars. Look at them.
I look at you, even in like the viewfinder, extremely masculine chin.
And the funny thing is that someone can literally watch these examples of their favorite people go all the way up and crash all the way down and still think that that way is a good way to be online doing the exact same thing.
Which is also why I like the buzz cut, because it like emphasizes your chin and your like heavy brow. Like I would argue you have one of the most, part of the reason why I don't have a child with you is because I'm terrified if we have a girl that she's gonna have all your masculine features.
Isn't that interesting? I think about that a lot.
Yeah, why are we saying this on a podcast? Why is me and my girl, our whole content of our podcast right now is me and you just going at it between each other? That is terrible content. You guys have nothing else better to talk about. You don't have any hobbies. You don't have any skills. You can't teach me anything. This is what you guys talk about on your podcast? This is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I have never met somebody who has such an eagle face. Like you have a very strong brow, which is very.
My brother in Christ. She just said that she doesn't want to have children with you ever.
That's crazy.
Because you're ugly. She just said that your genetics are inferior. She would not even want to spread your genes with you because your genetics are that inferior. I mean, I don't know how much more obvious it could be.
Attractive on men. To be honest, there's a lot of attractive women that have that as well, like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But combined with me,
Kristen Stewart,
I think the combination would
Twilight
be bad
Girl?
for a woman.
No, I think you're tripping.
I don't know.
Holy shit, never in my best dreams would I have imagined a clip as great as iDubbbz, looking like he's expressing interest in having kids towards the end, But Anissa says she thinks he's too ugly.
Yeah.
I wonder if she would have said that about Chris Ray Gunn.
I actually don't think there's a world
Where I appeal
where
to straight women.
you could appeal to
You know
straight
what?
women.
I think you're right. Someone said, is there a look that appeals to everyone?
Hassan Abi appeals to everyone.
Oh my god. I will never get people who think it's okay to publicly shame their partner. For one, the more you shame your partner,
Look
the
at
worse
him.
it makes you look because you're the one stupid enough to be with a loser.
Exactly.
And two, in my opinion, this is a
That's
breakdown.
what I am talking about. You can't shame the person you're with. They're a reflection of yourself. You're with them. That is the dumbest thing to do, is to talk shit about your partner. What the fuck is wrong with you? They're your partner. Who made it popular to talk shit about each other? Like y'all not together. What the What? You gotta go home to this person. Not me. You telling me about how bad they are. You the one that gotta wake up to them. That don't make no sense. I'm not bashing my partner online. I don't give a fuck what happens to us. I don't know who made this a thing.
Move. It would be an argument the first time it happened, and then it would be the end of the relationship if the behavior were repeated.
Yeah, but there are just some guys that have been shamed out of having standards and boundaries, and they're told that their woman should be able to treat them any old way, and you just have to accept it because a strong man accepts any type of treatment from the people that they keep around them. I think as a man, you got to have strict boundaries, and you got to be willing to walk away. Because if you're not willing to walk away, then you have no negotiation power, and once somebody figures out that you're not willing to walk away, they can treat you however they want, and you're not going to do anything about it. You're not even willing to have the decency and self-respect to leave.
Because your job as a significant other is to be your partner's biggest cheerleader when it comes to how they're seen in public.
Right.
And if they aren't doing that, then in my opinion, they're trash. Not to say that people can't communicate with friends and family to process difficult parts of the relationship, but if your wife is just unnecessarily shitting on you in public constantly, then that's a sign that you need to get rid of this person.
Right.
This is a great Anissa moment. You know her eternal quest to humiliate him? So this is...
Again, we're not talking about people we're messing around with. We're just talking about people we're in an actual committed relationship with.
A new chapter.
You don't know what an AI work management platform is? Okay,
Because
let
if
me
these
tell
people
you.
were
Here's
just
3
messing
new
around,
AI.
we wouldn't be having these conversations.
I don't know if chat can back me up.
But if they were all just messing around, I wouldn't give a shit about any of this. But it's because they're in committed, long-term relationships acting like this.
Gay babs, gay men, whatever. The bigger the dick, the worse it's sex. Like a lot of men that have...
Just the
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
premise alone, he's trapped.
Oh, man.
He's trapped from the beginning. Either he, A...
The big one's hurt. I like yours because the big one's hurt.
is bad at sex, or B, has a tiny penis. There's no escape.
I don't know if chat can back me up.
Nope.
Back me up, chat.
Again, this would be really sad if iDubbbz weren't a terrible person. I mean, Anissa just has professional levels of spite for her husband. There are multiple levels here. First, there's no correct answer here. There's just a less bad one.
Right.
And 2, you get to hear about your partner having sex with other men. She's flaunting her sexual experience publicly, while iDubbbz doesn't have any outside of his wife because Anissa is his first girlfriend.
And that's what you'll find in the mentality of women who are super promiscuous. They just, I don't know what it is about it. They can't help but to flaunt the fact that they're promiscuous. They can't help but
Which
to...
doesn't make any sense to me. 2026, what is going on with this generation, bro? When did it become cool to talk about being promiscuous? When did that become cool? That is not cool to me. That is something you keep to yourself. Bro, the best thing about being someone that doesn't talk is that other people are willing to mess with you because they know you're not going to say shit. Don't nobody want to mess with someone that you know is going to go around telling everybody what's going on. When did that become trending to mess with someone that's going to tell everybody y'all talking? Or tell everyone y'all messing around? Or tell everyone y'all did this or y'all did that? When did that become cool? I skipped that part. I don't know when that became a thing. And even if it became a thing amongst friends, when did it become a thing to post online? What?
throw it in your face that they were having a good time before they were with you and the things that they were doing before they were with you. For some reason, I don't know what it is about women who are promiscuous, but that's one of the easiest signs. A woman that talks about her past sexual experiences, especially in front of the man that she's with. That's crazy.
And you know what? Everyone's got to start somewhere, and certainly
Crazy.
it's better than being used up, so I don't blame him for that. But the part where I lose respect is the part where he just lets this chick walk all over him.
I've met Ian, I've talked to Ian, I've seen his content over the years. Ian is an asshole, but he's also a very passive, live and let live,
that's usually what it is.
Easygoing guy. He's not a confrontational, aggressive, hostile person.
You
His
need to be.
girlfriend, though, I think absolutely is. I can guarantee you that whenever there's
he
a
ain't matching her
conflict,
fucking energy. That's his problem.
she's
fucking
the one getting
dominating
mad,
us.
and he's the one saying, like, bro, like, stop, I don't want to deal with this, right? And so that's, I think, kind of what happened. If you've ever been in
Which is fine if they were just messing around, but they're in a fucking
a relationship with a really domineering, aggressive, hostile person like Anissa seems to be, you would know how much that kind of puts your entire mind into like a brain fog. You're in survival mode. Exactly. You're constantly in fight or flight around this person.
But then there's so many people that know that they're in that situation and they just stay because they're desperate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason why
Yeah, and other men can sense that shit. You can sense when a man is just with a woman because he doesn't get many women, and she knows that, and she's just fucking using his ass, and he's just okay with it, really, because he knows that he ain't got no... It's like a situation shit. See a lot of shit like that. Sometimes I really don't understand it. It's like people really showing a weakness in themselves. Like, you're really so weak that you're gonna stay with this person even though they trash you because you think you might not be able to get nobody else. Huh? There's
I can think they would do it. I don't understand why.
Planet, and there's 4 billion women on the planet. You don't think you can get nobody else? Huh? What?
You would torture yourself to stay in a relationship with somebody that hates you. It has to be because of desperation.
And you also like
desperation, and ain't nothing sadder than a desperate man.
But there's this element of them that's like extremely mercurial, aggressive, and seemingly so in a random way. That to me sucks the life force out of a person so fast it is insane.
This is probably true. Actually, allow me to add nuance because I don't think iDub sees it like this. I think if you asked him, he would say he does stand up for himself, but the problem is that it doesn't work.
Like, as our relationship went on,
It doesn't work because that's not who he is as an individual. Like I said earlier, you can't act a certain way and think that someone's not going to see through your persona. It can't be a facade. If that's not who you are as a character, then it's not going to stick. If you don't stand on business as a person and you just do it here and there, the girl's not going to take that. It's going to know you're not really standing on it. It's just not who you are, brother. It's not who this guy is. Look at this dude.
I share a lot. He's wanted me to share a lot.
Look at her whole posture, bro. I can just tell just by how it just look at them. His shoulders are shrugged. He's so submissive. Look at her posture's up. Her shoulders are back. She looks very in control of what's going on right here. Look at her hand move. Look at her hands gestures. Look at how he's looking at her. He's looking at her like he's the female.
I've wanted him to share more. We've started to meet in the middle.
Yeah, so they probably have talked about Anissa making him look bad numerous times.
This is so opposite. She's like controlling, talking, and he's looking at her like this is such an opposite. This should be the complete opposite right here.
But she knows he's not brave enough to do something like leave her, and because there's no threat of negative consequences, it just falls on deaf
These
ears.
are terrible relationships to see. When you see a man who is just with some girl because he knows he can't get anything else and just will do anything for her to stay with her, and she knows that, and she'll just fucking go. This is terrible to watch. This is cringe to look at. Grow some fucking balls, brother. Jeez.
Exactly what it is.
Instead, she does whatever she wants and continues to treat the internet like her therapist by oversharing, which further adds to the pile of public blackmail against iDubbbz. All of this makes me think about a book I read called Good to Great. It's a book about how good businesses transition into becoming the top businesses. So it's about companies, but if you're smart, the ideas are universally applicable.
And I think that it's always good to look at relationships as business to some degree, because a woman or the woman you choose to marry is always going to be your biggest investment. It is quite literally signing the marriage contract, signing those documents are quite literally the biggest decision, the biggest business decision or decision that has to do with your money that you're probably going to make in your entire life. And oftentimes the best way to judge a good investment is to look at the history of the investment. No good investor takes on an investment without looking at the history of the investment and what it's done in the past. And if you refuse to just do that basic due diligence and actually take action based on that due diligence, then you're going to end up in a situation like this. Not only is this person the biggest investment that you're going to make financially, but it's also a huge investment as to what goes on in your life. Like, this is the person that's going to be coaching your daughter.
Listen, it's called Connect Team, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore. I don't.
Do you really want this type of person to have influence over what your daughter thinks about life and how your daughter is going to operate during life?
Universally applicable idea comes from chapter 3, where the research team for that book found out that it's not a well-written business plan or favorable market conditions that cause a business to become a top company and sustain their success. The most important thing for a successful business are the people in the room.
Yep.
Competent and good people are so important that it's not even worth it to develop a business plan until you have the right people in the room.
True.
This is very much something that was said a lot about the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, and the biography that was written on him. Which
is why the best thing you can bring to a relationship is personality and character. Because everything else that you have or bring will fade. And the only thing that's going to stick and last is who you are and how you treat the person you're with. That's it.
Always wanted to be around A players and not the C or the D team. But where I'm going with this is that it certainly is also true when it comes to relationships. Everyone thinks they can pull someone out of the bargain bin and mold them into the perfect partner. When the reality is that if someone's not already motivated to be great, you won't convince them.
Right.
So if you're having long talks about how...
Which is, again, why personality and character is very important. You messing with someone with weak character, where the fuck do you guys think you're going?
People need to change or be better, and nothing ever changes or gets better. The correct answer is to not continue doing that.
Exactly.
The answer is to go find someone who has already figured it out.
Exactly. Stop wasting your time. You don't have enough on this planet. If it doesn't work, keep pushing. Why would you waste time with something, someone, anything, a situation, a job, or anything? Just wasting time. Being angry, not being happy fully, to settle for what? For what? You're losing out on situations, you're losing out on opportunities to talk to other people, to be around other people, to do anything because you're just allowing yourself to be. Like, no. Absolutely not.
Or
you live in a world of infinite possibilities and you're not even allowing yourself to be a part of any of those possibilities because you're choosing to settle for the one that you're in. Doesn't make any sense.
Motivated to figure it out. Once you have found that person, the next step to a healthy relationship is to not demotivate them by falling into your bad habits. As for your exes, don't feel bad about breaking off their relationship because for the most part, if someone is resistant to change, then the only way they're going to learn is through suffering and loss.
Yeah.
And by shielding them from that, you're only prolonging their mediocrity.
What?
Right. Accept people for who they are. Stop trying to change motherfuckers, man. If someone shows you who they are, keep it pushing. Because once you see something, you can't take it back. So once something happens, you can't even get mad. You already know. This person has showed you. Keep it pushing. Because doing something over and over again and expecting a different result is called insanity.
If you know how hard it is to change yourself and your own habits, you should really understand how hard it is to change somebody else.
Right. And in a country where people lack an identity, this is why people be with people for long periods of time when they shouldn't, because a lot of people don't even want to do the work on themselves personally. So usually they're messing with people who are fractions of themselves because they're not choosing to work on themselves as much as they need to. So you got two people who are barely trying to actually do any kind of personal work on themselves navigate life as fractions of themselves. Of course they're going to go through shit between each other. You're not putting in the work. What do you think you're going to get the result? What kind of result you think you're going to get? You barely go to the gym. How fit do you think you're going to be? Come on, man. People forget why they came here. You forget why you came to this planet. You forget why you're here. You're here to work on yourself, and anything you do on a daily basis that is outside of that is just procrastination. And the only time that actually hits you is when you have them days where it just all comes together. And you're gonna have more of those days until you actually fix the issues that you got going on within yourself, man. And it takes even longer when you're with somebody else, because now not only do you have to work on yourself, but you also have to incorporate this other individual in your life. And sometimes you can't really be yourself when you always got someone around. It's even harder to work on yourself. So then you spend years out of your life not even working on you, and then by the time you break up with that person, now you're like, damn, who am I now? I need to spend time working on yourselves, man. Stop worrying about being with people and all this other bullshit, bro. But then you end up in situations like this where you guys are online exposing each other.
People are going to change when they decide that they want to change.
Exactly.
If you can't find the right person for their position, then keep looking. The wrong
Exactly.
people are so disastrous.
Diligence is key. I hate that trend of, oh, I am done. Done what? What? You gave up already? Are you stupid? Giving up is the dumbest thing you can do. Why? Because you're going to be trying things until you literally are in the grave. You're literally going to be evolving and trying to be better every day until you die. This isn't something that you cap at. I can't say when people talk like this, oh, I'm done dating. Oh, I'm done trying. At like 30, 20, 30, are you done? Keep trying. You don't give up. Quitting is the one thing you should not be doing in life. Because that's when things are just over. You don't have time to quit. You're not here to quit. You're here to experience. That's why you came here. That's why you came to Earth. To have experiences. There's no other realm where you can exist in a body and have multiple experiences, good and bad, go through multiple emotions, good and bad, all in one experience, all in one day. I could literally be happy right now, sad, start crying, all this other stuff in one moment. There's no other realm where this can happen. You came here to experience. Don't give up on experiences. That's the dumbest shit ever. That's what this Matrix wants you to do, is give up. So that you can walk around as a shell of yourself. No. Keep going. If you're not happy in a situation, move to another situation. There's plenty of opportunities to be happy. You're not creating them. You're allowing yourself to sulk and sit in a cycle of depression. And there are entities in this world that will sit there and allow you to do that and just feed off of you. And you're making the choice to do that. This place can make or break you. And that can literally be your experience. This is a choice. You came here. You have a choice to live or die. You're gonna live or you're gonna die. Don't give up. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense.
That it's better that no one
like your situation, you get another situation. You live in a realm of infinite possibility, literally. And if you don't think that, then you need to be around other people or something. I don't know. Change your way.
Then to have it filled with the wrong person. I know looking can be frustrating, but taking anyone who applies, or if you're an employee, going with any company who will have you because you're desperate is how you get into a situation like iDubbbz or Akash, who, from the looks of it, are really just holding on to their partners because they're the first person who paid attention to them, and they're too weak to break up to find someone who is a better fit.
And there are so many women now that know that they have this leverage, especially with people talking about...
Right. There's nothing a man gains from being weak. Not at work, not in relationships, not in life. You're not going to gain anything from being weak, promise.
No loneliness epidemic.
You're only going to feel depressed, feel unworthy, and feel like you should just end yourself. You have to build your worth. Women have to protect theirs. If you're not out there trying to build it, man,
and all these other things, they know that you have nowhere to go. And there are some women that are just willing to take advantage of that fact and treat you however they want, because they know you have nowhere else to go. This video, by the way, is by Think Before You Sleep. This guy always puts out good content. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a WRL and give me the HBO special. That's our brother, special. Hit the like and the subscribe.
That was a fire video. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh, look at my shit right here. Hey. Hey. Okay. Nah, but this shows it in landscape. Can I oh no, never mind. Alright, but I'll just keep it the way it is. The life of a child. What?
This is how my mom exploited me for money as a child and simultaneously subjected me to years of verbal, financial, and of course, physical abuse. Doing YouTube, I had to deal with years of verbal abuse and sometimes physical abuse whenever I would make a video. My mom controlled what I posted and what
you can't say that word on YouTube? That's crazy.
I would say on camera. Everything had to be perfect and fake. If I misspoke, said the wrong line, or made the wrong face, she would scream and shout at me. And I was 11 getting called a because I wasn't able to say things correctly on camera after being fed lines of words 2 minutes before the camera would roll. But it didn't matter because my mom wanted the money. Whenever we would argue,
damn, look how young she is. Oh my goodness, man.
It would lead to me being grounded, sometimes for months at a time. The only way I could get out of my punishment was if I showed my respect to her by posting YouTube videos. This isn't me accusing you of
what?
This is me telling the truth about you. You exploited me and I let it happen. And I didn't realize it until I got older because I was your child.
Right, you didn't let it happen. You were a kid. What are you talking about?
You should have left me alone, left my content alone, and I wouldn't have to resort to this. But it is, so that's just the consequences of your actions.
Back in the day, we collectively used to think that being some sort of child star was cool. Either you wanted to be an athlete, a rapper, or hell, the rapper was like Little Bow Wow, so he was a child star, or somebody featured on some sort of Nickelodeon or Disney Channel show. And then YouTube came around, and the data suggested that so many young kids were shifting their career goals from being doctors, lawyers, ball players into being the next big YouTube star. But now in 2026, and I'm sure for years to come, we are finding out about the that these children are facing when the cameras are off. YouTuber Jessalyn Grace, a child YouTuber star from yesteryear who had millions of subscribers across different platforms, has now come out and spoken.
She's still so young. Look at her, and she's talking like this. She talks so mature. It's like she's been through so much.
About the detrimental.
You can tell she's been through so much shit. Like
things that she had faced as a child.
Young she is still.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a PSA trigger warning. It's pretty doggone bad. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long, long way for the channel. Now, back into the video. Usually when we talk about the traumas that YouTubers face, it is mainly surrounded around the fact that fandom, not being able to be a child, and the outside world are being very, very detrimental to their mental health, their physical health, their safety, their well-being. But oftentimes we don't realize that sometimes the call comes from inside the house. Jessalyn Grace makes a 10-minute video exposing how her mother, yes, that is right, somebody that's supposed to have unconditional love for you, was her own biggest enemy. She starts off by detailing why she even needs to make this video. She had addressed this situation numerous times before, but now her current YouTube channel sits with only one upload because her mother hacked into her account after she ran away going to college and deleted all of her videos.
Due to my unfortunate luck and my lack of cybersecurity, my own mother decided to log into this account using my brother's iPad, which used to be mine, which is why the account was on there, and decided to wipe every single video that I had on this channel, including the ones that weren't related to this topic or hers. So I'm talking about this yet again and filling you guys in on everything without the sugar-coated, what I thought was respectful language that I used in the last video that got taken down.
At the ripe old age, which sounds completely weird and disgusting, but they don't know that back then, the 9-year-old Jessalyn Grace asked permission for her mother to start her own YouTube channel. What probably started off as funny little internet videos, you know, a video diary of sorts, quickly turned into 1.5 million subscribers in the short amount of time of 2 years. She stayed consistent due to her mother's help, but that consistency showed up in forms of abuse.
My mom controlled what I posted and what I would say on camera. Everything had to be perfect and fake. If I misspoke, said the wrong line, or made the wrong face, she would scream and shout at me. And I was 11 getting called a fucking bitch because I wasn't able to say things correctly on camera after being fed lines of words 2 minutes before the camera would roll. But it didn't matter because my mom wanted the money. We needed the money. And at the time, I wanted to help my family out as much as possible.
It's sad to hear that a child feels as though they have to help out their family financially speaking. Now, I know that might be me sitting in my ivory tower or maybe the rose-colored glasses that I grew up in. But knowing that it's coming at the cost of their actual relationship, knowing that their mother is calling her a fucking bitch at the age of 11 just doesn't sit right with me. Even though though she might actually need to financially help them and support them. And I'm also going to call cap on the fact that she needs to be helping her family. This was probably just some sort of make-believe scenario that her mother put her in. Specifically because Jesselyn wasn't just getting verbally abused, she was also getting financially abused.
And I didn't realize that there were two forms of abuse happening. I honestly had no concept of the money I was earning, how much things I showed on camera costs, and the random designer goods that would appear in the closet. I also didn't know that only a fraction of it was going towards my savings, my college fund. It never occurred to me that years of work weren't being saved for me, besides the 15% that I'd only get from professional shoots. And even then, that was rare. Since being in college, fully supporting myself, it feels so discouraging to know that no one thought or advocated to set me up for better financial standing, especially knowing that I wanted to go to a 4-year university. My dream school was Stanford for years. And the fact that my mom was behind the wipes of both of my channels, knowing that they were my only sources of income, is insane. I am a self-supporting college student receiving no financial help from someone who had me as their sole provider for years.
Just like the early stages of Hollywood, there are no sorts of protections from the financial perspective for what Jesselyn was going through. It's no secret that YouTubers make money, whether it be between AdSense, brand sponsorships, guest spots, different revenue streams that appear as you become more and more famous. Especially for the niche that she was doing, there was definitely a bag attached to it. The only bags Jesselyn saw were the bags that her mother consumed with her AdSense revenue for the hard work that this 9 to like 13, 14, 15-year-old girl was doing.
My mom's a spender. I'm sure most of my income went into her extensive
she's still a kid, bro. This shit's crazy.
Handbag collection, as you can see here. The account is now private, but these screenshots are from that account. Again, very extensive collection.
Damn, what? She was selling this? At 13? Oh, yo.
Now she spends her time purchasing Labubus and handbags for her Labubus. I'll hide that account for her sake, so you guys don't harass it, but here are the screenshots of that. It's funny that she was able to spend so much money on handbags, clothes, furniture, but when it came to setting me up for financial success, we were suddenly not doing so well, or didn't have enough money. If I remember correctly, we had more than enough for your classic flaps, your brooches, your jewelry.
From here, Jesselyn goes scorched earth on her mother, detailing a situation in which her mother had an affair with a high school classmate. Now, the reason why this is even remotely important.
What a high school classmate.
Is because one, it is taxing to Jesselyn and her siblings' mental.
This is what I'm saying. This does not need to be on the internet. This does not need to be on the
emotional health. You know, seeing somebody do that to somebody that they claimed that they were gonna love through sickness and health, rich, poor, all that stuff. That's bad. But it's even worse because the money that she used to fund the wedding and the next lifestyle was off of the back of Jesselyn Grace. All those funny little cute videos that she was making with this toy, that toy, the third toy, the hundreds of thousands and millions of views that she was racking up every month and every year were funding a lifestyle, not for her family, but for a family that was started out of her mother's own greed.
What about the close to 80 grand wedding you chose to throw while having an affair? She left my father in 2021, was cheating on...
Whoa. $80,000 on the wedding. I don't know if you guys know this, but if I had $80,000, I wouldn't spend any of it. You know that there are dividends in stocks that pay you every quarter for just having your money in the stock. $80,000 in certain stocks could grant you $10K quarterly. I could live off of that. Imagine getting $10K every 3 months because you put $80K into a stock. I don't think people quite understand, like, bread, bro. Like,
on him with her high school
$80,000 wedding.
classmate who was also my stepdad, and
I don't think anybody is worth $80,000.
knew about this affair before my parents decided to drop thousands and thousands of my earnings on a grand wedding. My stepdad was invited to and showed up to it while...
That is diabolical work right there. You brung the...
being in a relationship with my mom. And I wasn't going to blast this on the internet, but Mom, you did take away my only sources of income twice.
A fucking disgusting person, if you ask me. What makes Jesselyn Grace's mother even more sick is the fact that you would think that she would care about public image and public perception. Another story from Jesselyn.
Like your daughter wasn't gonna come online and say some shit like this after you deleted her entire channel and she has nothing else to talk about besides you.
She was sick. Her mother lashed out at her. And you're probably wondering, well, how could somebody lash out at a daughter who is sick? Well, it's not because she couldn't make YouTube videos to support the family, and it's not because she wasn't taking care of her siblings. It's because of social media.
To make things sweet and simple, my mom and I argued literally about everything. Nothing I said or did would make her feel better. In fact, everything I did irked her. For example, Mom, when I was bedridden for 2 weeks, I couldn't stand up without fainting. I had a persistent fever, I couldn't eat on my own, and I couldn't function and get out of bed. You were angry at me the whole time, and I thought it was because I was sick and unable to take
screenshots. Oh my
care of my siblings. I thought maybe you were just mad at me for being sick.
Oh, she's showing
in
mad
general, and
screenshots.
being sick.
Oh yeah, see what's wrong, especially if I feel something is wrong. Come on. Common sense and gratitude, work on it. Just okay, I'm sorry about that. Yo, this is
was
mad
just a burden to you.
screenshots.
And turns out you were mad at this Instagram post. I wrote this caption, and I want you guys to read it and see if you can find anything wrong with it. The thing wrong with this caption is that I didn't thank my mom. I didn't mention her in this caption, where the director or the person making this post asked me for my experience on competing. That is why I was sick for so long, dehydrated, couldn't walk or stand up, and my mom refused to help me because of this Instagram post. This was obviously a pattern. My mom wanted recognition and would blow up if she didn't receive it. Same thing if I had a problem that involved her. It would always be me who wound up apologizing because I wasn't regarding her feelings. Well, even months after moving out, when I made my previous video that got taken down, when I made it, all I was thinking was how to say the right things regarding her feelings, and she still didn't take it well.
Truly disgusting behaviors. One of the problems that I have with these child stars parents, they want to live their life through the lens of the children. It's that classic case of the son being a better athlete than the dad, or the daughter is homecoming queen and the mother was just somebody that was on homecoming court. The parents try to live vicariously through their children, and when they reach levels of success or fame or popularity or notoriety that the parents couldn't reach, it makes this aura of jealousy and abuse comes to follow. Probably one of the most disgusting things that I heard in this video as a whole is Jesselyn saying that a lot of the videos that she made weren't out of enjoyment.
Mom, you can still paint yourself as someone who gets stepped on by her children, and there would be nothing I can do or say to prevent that. In fact, whenever we would argue, it would lead to me being grounded, sometimes for months at a time. The only way I could get out of my punishment was if I showed my respect to her by posting YouTube videos. Some of the videos you guys might have watched from my old channel weren't out of free will, but to get me out of a punishment.
I've seen this behavior in other sorts of victims of abuse. In order for them to get out of some sort of punishment or to get out of some version of abuse that they're facing, they go and do the thing that the abuser likes, which can ultimately feel like abuse in and of itself. It makes it super nasty because the you in YouTube is supposed to be this personalized thing, this thing that you love, this thing that you want to do. And now it's made into some big, yucky mess that ultimately makes you feel bad as a content creator. Sad to say that Jesselyn Grace isn't the first time that we've seen a situation like this. Ruby Frank was a former YouTube mother who ultimately was called out by her children for her abuse while they were making YouTube videos under her watch. It got so bad that a couple things happened. Hulu made a whole documentary about this abuse, and
Hulu made a whole documentary about the family. Her kids are never going to be able to live this through.
Went viral. This caused the state of Illinois to step in and be one of the first states to seek protection for the kidfluencers. Another situation just like this was Ryan's World. Probably the...
Yo. Online is getting out of hand, bro. This
most famous kidfluencer out there. Now a
40 million he has 40... This kid has 40 million subs.
Itself, the Ryan's World channel has amassed over 40 million subscribers and 63 billion total users. This spawned toys, spin-offs, card games, whatever you can name, Ryan's World had it. Now, with that being said, his parents would step in and take away his whole childhood in pursuit of this success. It had gotten so bad that the government had to step in on the Ryan's World channel. But sadly, it wasn't to protect Ryan, the child star. There were no protections for him. Nobody cared about him. The FTC decided decided to do an investigation on the channel because Ryan's family got so greedy that they were placing hidden ads in the content. So the government did start watching, but it wasn't to protect the children. It wasn't to protect the kid influencer that Ryan was. It was to make sure that they got their cut. I think everybody understands that content creation is some sort of viable solution. Hell, it's even something that could turn a regular middle class, lower middle class family into some sort of, you know, internet sensation, a multi-millionaire's business, something that can last generations upon generations. But as my old Uncle Ben said, no, not the rice manufacturer, but the one that died while stopping a robber from, you know, running out of a wrestling company. With great power comes great responsibility. Just because it can go online doesn't mean that it should go online. And that means that the protection of your children from their mental and physical should go before any sort of attempt at going viral.
You family vlogger bitches are going to hell! The first round of vlogger kids from the 2010s have grown up and are sharing their stories. Let's talk about one story.
That is another thing that's happening right in front of our eyes, too. We're watching an entire generation of kids that had to grow with this shit and how they're responding. That's
the mom broadcasted her first menstrual cycle. The kid got into a car accident, and instead of the mom comforting the kid, like, oh, baby, it's going to be all right, the mom put a camera in her face. The kid said it got so bad that when she was 12 years old, a man that was stalking her based off of her mom's YouTube videos decided to message her on Facebook and follow her home at one point in time. The kid would hide in the bathroom to avoid being videotaped and photographed. The kid was also bullied at school because their intimate moments were posted on the mom's YouTube for their family vlog. The kid got a staph infection at one point in time, and the mom exaggerated the condition so bad that the math teacher who was watching the mom's videos told the kids to, quote, stay away from the infected girl.
Damn.
The kid is saying this is a digital footprint that she did not create, and it's following her around for the rest of her life, and that is why she is fighting and seeking laws similar to the ones that govern child actors, one, for just compensation, and to protect them as well. This is why we keep saying, y'all need to stop pimping y'all's kids out because they're going to grow up and go on CNN and talk shit about you.
I was working on a video.
God damn.
And went to YouTube and typed in family vlog visit ER. It is shocking what parents are posting. It is shocking that parents are filming these private experiences and turning them into content online. Some of the thumbnails, some of the titles, the fact that they are monetizing.
Yeah, I don't really know how bad this gets because I don't have this kind of content on my channel, but obviously it's obviously getting pretty bad.
And commercializing their children's human experience and really traumatic moments in their life and sharing them with the public without their informed consent. It's wild.
Instead of the AI oversight that YouTube/Google is placing on videos now, I wish they would do something to protect children more and more. Not only does there need to be some sort of laws put in place to protect the finances, but there also needs to be laws put in place to protect their mental stability. Because we've seen what happens to these young stars as they go into adulthood unchecked from their childhood traumas. Hell, we've seen what happens to people going into life without their childhood traumas being checked. But imagine if it was broadcasted to millions upon millions of people, all for $1,000 or $1,200 to go into their mommy's piggy bank so they can buy Chanel bags in the movies. Jessalyn Grace, I hope that you see some sort of retribution, or I hope that you see some sort of peace, to be quite honest with you. You and every other child star from yesteryear who is now having to face those consequences of today. And, of course, stop consuming that content. 99% of those parents are disgusting and putting their children through hell for your clicks, likes, and views.
Completely